what Susan did. Well, he didn't give up. Just put it back in the room where he found them. That's what I tell people. So they came down to me, and Dr. Salem and went, but they're, what kind of town is this that says that? And went on and on. So of course, they followed me to the shelter. We took them. We found their parents, whatever. No one should say it like that. And with the tongue, well, just put it back in the street where you found them. That's unacceptable. Yeah. And these people said, they live in Illinois, but our town doesn't have that. We would never say that. I would say, people like that too. Sure. Don't you think that's horrible? Oh, that's fine. Just put them back in the street where you found them. Okay, thank you. That's horrible.
Good morning. It is 9:30 a.m. Wednesday, May 26, 2021. I'm Mayor Chris Martin calling to order the regular session of the Logansport Board of Public Works and Safety. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Jason Oswald.
Here.
Chris Martin.
Here.
Lisa Terra.
Here.
All right, we'll start with the approval of minutes for the May 19th, 2021 meeting.
I would move to accept these, except again, Karen and Christy's names are not exactly spelled correctly, and I think that was the only other thing I saw.
All right. I'll second.
I believe it's Stearns. Christy, Karen, is everything else correct with spelling?
Okay. Any further discussion? Call for question.
Lisa Terra.
Yes.
Chris Martin.
Yes.
Jason Oswald.
Yes, sir. The approval of claims for $224,733.35. This includes claims of $53,171.07. Wellness Round 1, $107,250. Resolution 2021-06, $14,600. TIP Industrial Park, $4,500. TIP Downtown, $5,000. TIP Gateway, $65. And grant claims of $40,147.28. I'll make a motion to approve the claims as presented. I'll second. Any further discussion? Call for question.
Chris Martin.
Yes.
Jason Oswald.
Yes.
Lisa Terra.
Yes.
Okay. Any public comment? Anyone in the audience who would like to make a comment? Please come to the mic and state your name and address.
Mike Fincher, 2700 Emmett Drive. I'm here again.
Good morning, man.
Just to find out where we're at on the memorial home.
Sure. We've got a tour coming up.
Last time we were this close. Are we this close now?
No, we're closer. We're a lot closer. We've actually been discussing it with the county council and commissioners, and so we're all set up to kind of tour the facility and go from there. So we're closer than definitely where we've ever been at this point.
I understand. That's good. But another day like today is not good on the inside of that building.
Exactly.
It continues to get worse and continues to get worse. And my perception is that somebody's dragging their feet. And it doesn't. The longer you wait, the more rain gets involved, the worse it's going to be, the more expensive it's going to be. And it's nice to sit there and say we're closer than we've ever been, but that's not getting the job done, in my opinion. And I know I'm putting maybe undue pressure on this administration, but it's this administration, so you got the short straw.
Sure.
I just believe that building, as I said before, exemplifies the history of this community more than any other building in the county. And I think it would be a shame but to keep it at all possible. And to add to that, just a block down the street, we got out-of-towners sinking $250,000 into the house that, or at least that's what their plan is, so.
You mean Greensfelder home? Is that what you're referring to, the Greensfelder home?
Yes, just a block down the street. And we can't find enough money to maintain a building that we own, so it doesn't look good, in my opinion.
Sure.
I appreciate the work you've done. It just, I'm an old guy and I want shit done quick. Pardon me.
Of course.
To me, it's important, and I think it's important for the future of the community just as much as anything else that we do, so.
Sure.
So can I ask a question about the tour? What's the outcome to be from the tour, and who is going on the tour? How do I get invited to the tour?
The county and the city need to come together on a consensus on where we're at financially. And so they wanted to see the actual memorial home, to see what it looks like on the inside. I think this will help with discussion on how much we're needing to get a better idea of the impact of how much money needs to be put into it just to sustain it alone. You know what I mean? We need to at least sustain it. Like Mayor has said, it is at this point to where a rain like today is just taking it apart. And so really it's finding the financials to at least sustain it, put a roof over it, protect it, a little more, and then maybe from there do a local, kind of program and help with being able to take care of it fully. And ADA, I'm telling you, ADA is going to be the most expensive when it comes to repairing that memorial home. But
that's where there's a lot of grants. I'm just saying, that's where we have to get innovative in how we're going to approach this. Mm-hmm. And so I would like to know, A, who's going on the tour? Mm-hmm. How long after the tour for the sit-down? Are you sitting down right after the tour? Are we talking a month out for another meeting? I mean, is there a timeline to this? Maybe that would assist Mr. Fincher in... I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? But I just think the public in general who ask me about it all the time, all the time. I'm friends with people on Historic Preservation Committee, and they just did a walk through downtown and kind of celebrated the history of Logansport buildings that are still existing. That came up over and over again. You've got Deb Purcell from Indiana Landmarks coming here to these meetings, and she asks every time, I have no answers. I would just like to say, there's a committee, or these are the go-to people, this is the time frame, because how do you go forward if you just, I don't know.
Well, there's a very public answer. It's in litigation. That litigation goes back to the prior administration.
I understand.
There was a time when the city of Logansport owned it 100%, and it was the city. Then litigation got filed, and it bogged it down for 2-3 years. That litigation still continues. The court just recently, in the last 2 weeks, set it for a hearing in August. So, that's where the public part that's in the court's hands is at.
Okay.
We are working toward getting it resolved. Now, is there a quick, easy answer? Yeah, a lot of money.
Sure.
So if somebody's got that lot of money they want to chip in and make a go of it, come on down, because that'll solve it. And so there's got to be some bills paid. There's got to be some things done. And then plans. All these grants require an economic development plan for the use of that building.
And it's not. Right, I understand
But
that.
excuse me for interrupting, but shouldn't those things be, shouldn't those things be talked about now? Rather than after we get the...
Well, and that's why we're doing the stuff with the tour. It's not the be all end all. We could say we're forming a committee, but that's just another committee, and committees don't get things done sometimes too.
Only if you let them drop the ball. You hold them accountable. All committees are to be held accountable.
Yeah,
Just
but committees don't have any funding behind them. So eventually,
they have
it has to be the city council.
They have no power to make a decision.
Exactly. It has to
And
be the
that's
city
what was
council.
wrong with the last administration and the committee that I chaired. we could do a lot of things, but
Exactly.
we had no power to sign a check.
Yeah, so we could say we're forming a committee to get people off our backs for 2 months or whatever, but it doesn't solve the issue. The issue is going to be solved by getting city council buy-in, which we have worked on and we went through with the city council to get their perspective on it, which allowed us to go back to the county and try to engage them as well. And so Dave Morris has gone to the county council and tried to engage them on it because, to this point, like Kelly said, it's been litigation, so it's been lawyers talking about it and basically one individual from the county, and they aren't the ultimate decision maker on it. So now that we have the city on board with doing what needs to be done to stabilize it and then find a plan for it, we have to get the county council on board because they have skin in the game too. And so this is the first step in getting more people engaged. It's not a formal committee, but that's, in my opinion, a waste of time if the stakeholders aren't on board to fund it.
Unless you have a committee that has the capability and the money and the abilities to write a check and have a contract, your committee is, in my opinion, not worth much.
Exactly.
Which is why I resigned to start.
Yeah. Some people might say we're forming a committee just to.
Is there any way to move that court date up? I mean, it just seems to me, and I understand it's the judge you're dealing with, and it's the court system. But it seems to me that
three different interest groups, one of which is a private thing, and the court's calendar. And so they got 4 staff. I wasn't a participant in. I just got the memo saying, here's our date, which they clear from staff. So their staff calls and says, you have this date, and this date, and they call it over there. So everybody puts them together where you get 4 different stabs at a calendars during the summer.
I'll bet you if the judge said we're meeting on this date, they'd figure a way to get there.
Well, the whole thing needs to be resolved. It's working toward that. You want an easy answer? The easy answer is in litigation. It has been in litigation, and there you can check the docket sheet,
I understand.
and all that, how much time and effort got wasted during all that period of time. Things are going on. You can't say, well, hey, Dave Morris was at the county meeting, council meeting last week, talking to them. They got a whole bunch of new people. 2 of the 3 of the commissioners are brand new as well. And so, everybody makes all these decisions.
I don't mean to be argumentative. I really don't. But
I do.
I can tell. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't mean to be argumentative, but honestly, I don't care. I mean, they got elected to that position to do the job, and whether they're on there a day, a year, 5 years, 10 years, do the job. That's all you got to do.
And I don't view the new people as an excuse for taking on. I view it as an opportunity to get them.
Excuse ever since.
Well, that's not how we're using it. We're using it as an opportunity to engage new people in the process and get their buy-in because they are the people that are elected to take care of this, and especially the county council was elected to deal with the funding. And so that's who we have to engage with, and that's the next step in our process while we wait for the litigation to, run its course.
Well, I'll be back. But I just think it's that important that somebody keeps blowing the whistle here because it's not going to get done if somebody doesn't keep prodding.
I mean, is today the first date that we've known? Today is the first day we know about the August 4th date. Has that been released to the public? Like right now, we know today.
So, it's public record, and we didn't make it public record.
Well, no, I'm just saying I think it's good to just keep the public, in the loop so they know that there is some progress. Because if you hear nothing, you think there is no progress. I'm assuming that's what Mr. Fincher is thinking. So I'm just saying if there's some forward movement, whatever it is, reveal that to the media so they know what's going on. That's all. We want people to actually do read the newspapers. Just saying.
They still cover the court documents. So.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Is there any other public comments? Okay. Seeing none, no old business, on to new business. Jan, contracts and agreements, Night Magic displays. Addendum to the contract.
Well, it's about insurance, we just need to be sure, or they're asking us to verify that the LMU is involved in getting us an additional, being additionally insured in the hospital, because all that takes place right there along the River Bluff Trail. And the county, we just put them on as a courtesy, because part of the trail is on the county property, or inside the county, so along with the city of Logansport. So that's all they're asking for, to make sure that those things all those people are legitimately needed to be insured.
And do they ask for this each and every year? Because
This is the first time I've seen this addendum, so.
that's what I assumed, that this
I've
was
never seen
new.
this addendum before, and, but, anyway.
Kelly, is that general practice?
I think it's inappropriate to do. I mean, everybody probably has their own insurance anyway, but
I mean, if you don't want us to, if we don't have that available to those folks, then we may not be able to use their facilities. We won't be able to insure especially the hospital on the River Bluff Trail. LMU is technically part of the city, so, as long as that's City of Logansport, that's okay, I guess.
Sure.
yeah, it's good CYA kind of
Yeah.
stuff to have the insurance, and unless everybody has additional insurance.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would assume that just to inform them, probably this is going to happen every year, and once you open this door, and it's all part of the
Well, I
yearly
would think they put
process.
this into them. I don't know, insurance obviously asked for it they'll probably have it in the actual contract next year, so.
Perfect. I'll make a motion to approve the addendum to the contract for the night magic displays.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Lisa Terry.
Yes,
Chris Martin.
Yes.
Dave Paul.
Yes.
Thank you, Jen.
thank you.
The certificate of appreciation, Brad Shively. Is he not able to be here today? Okay. We want to recognize Brad Shively for his 20 years of dedicated service. So, Chief, if you want to pick this up before you leave, this is for Brad Shively. Thank you, Brad, for your service. 20 years. All right. Moving on, electrical licenses. Nicholas Barrows, Joseph Scheidler, doing business as Scheidler Electric Heating and Cooling, and James Woodruff. All information is submitted and correct, so I will make a motion to approve the electrical licenses.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Chris Martin.
Yes.
Lisa Terry.
Yes,
Dave Paul.
Yes.
Fire Department, Chief Aaron. Request for surplus items. Good morning.
These are just items that we would like to get put into the city auction. Just a list of them that are no longer being used.
We got a hutch, a desk, a heater, floor buffer, copy and fax machine, office chairs, O2 units, and carpeted floor runners. All right. I'll make a motion to approve the request for surplus items for the Logansport Fire Department.
I will second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Dave Paul.
Yes.
Lisa Terry.
Yes,
Chris Martin.
Yes. Thank you, Chief. Street Department dumpster request, Brian.
good morning.
First dumpster request is for 1507 North Street for re-roofing the house.
Yeah, that's the only place it can go is on the street. They got a fenced-in backyard, a garage goes all the way to the alley. That's the only place it can go, so we're fine with it.
Okay. Start date is June 2nd, finish date is June 16th. I'll make a motion to approve the request for dumpsters at 1507 North Street.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Lisa Terry.
Yes,
Chris Martin.
Yes.
Dave Paul.
Yes.
All right, and dumpster request for 2131 North Street, the curb on 22nd Street, corner of 22nd and North.
Yeah, he has no yard, pretty much, so It's gonna have to go on 22nd Street. He'll be back from the stop sign, so there'll be plenty of.
So there will, okay, I was getting ready to ask about vision.
Yeah, he's got a garage back here towards the back, so it's gonna be, heck, it's gonna be 60, 70 feet from the stop signs.
Okay.
There's plenty of visual.
Perfect. And this is the start date of the 27th, finish date of June 1st. I'll make a motion to approve the dumpster request at 2131 North Street.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Chris Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Terry?
Yes.
Dave Paul?
Yes.
Application for curb street cut, Berry IT from northeast corner of High and Yorktown along west right of way of Yorktown to 504 Yorktown, then along east right of way of Yorktown to northeast corner of Yorktown and Martin. Now, is this, because I was looking at this the other day, is this going to take up what we just put down?
No, not at all. This is all in the easement. It's all underground.
Perfect.
Yorktown Road.
Oh, yeah. We had to do that.
I was looking at it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Yorktown is
Sweet.
paved.
All right. And they are placing new telecom cable and structure in that location. And this will be the start date of June 1st. This is an end date of December 1st.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. I just talked to Tony on the phone last night. He said
6 months of work.
Wow.
I don't know if it's going to take that long, if there's just a time
They
between
just
that.
put a cushion in there.
I bet they did. That'd be my guess. I
Just
don't think it's
be
going to
safe.
take that long to do something like that.
Sure.
It'd just be probably sometime between then and then.
Okay. All right. I'll make a motion to approve the application for curb street cut.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Dave Paul?
Yes.
Chris Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Terry?
Yes.
Thank you, Brian. Code Enforcement Weekly Report, Jamie Harper.
Morning, Jamie.
Good morning, Jamie.
Morning.
Trash violations, 3 issued, 5 violations cleared, no vehicles red tagged. Weeds and mowing, 7 first notices sent, 16 cleared, 13 were mowed by the city. We have 3 notices to appear and a property cleanup, which we will get to after this. So, Jamie, do you want to explain the weeds and mowing on this here? Because you explained this to me that with the weeds and mowing, the first notices sent to property owner are the previous week or
the previous week. And then the ones that are cleared would be almost, I think, would be 2 weeks back. Because when I send it out, I check it 7 days later. So last week, I checked the week before. So that's how.
Perfect. First notice gives them 7 days, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I just want
And
to
that is for the season, the first notice of the season. So after 7 days, if it is not mowed, I send it to the city, and the city will notice it if it doesn't get mowed by the owner.
Got it. All right. I'll make a motion to approve the Code Enforcement Weekly Report.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Chris Martin?
Yes.
Dave Paul?
Yes.
Mrs. Terry?
Yes.
All right. And request for property cleanup for Mark Holmquist. Is Mark Holmquist in the audience today? Anyone here to represent 124 6th Street? Seeing none, go ahead, Jamie.
All right. Do I just have to read down my action log?
Yep.
Okay. The property owner is Mark Holmquist. It's for 124 South 6th Street. That was the owner's address, but it is a business or commercial. But address violation is the 124 6th Street. There was building material piled, and there's a big piece of machinery on the property. The first date of inspection was 4/27. I left a door hanger, and the initial letter was sent on 4/27. The pictures are from April 27th and then 5/21. I did a follow-up inspection on 5/6, and it was not resolved. The certified letter to appear was sent on May 6th, and the letter was not signed for, at least not yet. And I have in there, there's a trout, like a certified letter verification stuff. And then occupied by owner, it's actually a commercial, it's not a rental. I did not make contact with them, and the pile of building material has been removed, but the machinery is still there. So that's where the building material was, but it's been moved, it's sort of gone. But that machine, I don't know what it is. But you can see it when you drive down 6th Street. You can see it
Wayne
when
had
you're
talked with the gentleman before he retired, and what did he say it was? It was some kind of machine press or something along those lines.
And I even looked for a phone number, email, since Wayne did have contact, and I couldn't find anything. And I mean, I asked Rob, but we even looked through all that stuff, all his information he had left, and we couldn't find anything. So I was like, I don't know what to do. I mean, what do you do with that?
He's not getting the letter or the hanger, I mean.
But I did leave a thing about mowing, and it did get mowed within the time frame. So I don't know how often he goes to that building, and I don't know where his mail, like if he goes and checks the mail. So.
Well, he should.
Yes.
If he doesn't, he should.
Let's try to reach out to him again.
Okay.
Let's give it another week. I'd like to table this until next Wednesday. Let's try to get in contact with him as much as we can. Maybe have Rob, who is not here, the building commissioner, see if he can maybe help you and assist you with that. Maybe some neighbors around there may have some contact information as well.
I might check with Scott. See if he knows how to get a hold of him.
I'd like to avoid that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll make a motion to table the request for property cleanup
I'll
for
second.
next Wednesday.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Lisa Terry.
Yes.
Rick Paul.
Yes.
Chris Martin.
Yes. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
So that is next Wednesday is the 2nd, June 2nd. Okay. Board member comments. Lisa?
Well, I hope it's not a waste of time, but I'm having a committee meeting tonight to talk about animal control, the animal control officer, and any kind of animal issues that we seem to be having daily, weekly, nightly, and so far I believe I'm going to have at least 12 citizens who have responded if they do indeed show up here at City Hall Chambers at 5 o'clock tonight, and a couple city councilmen have said they will be here. I did not hear back from any of county invitees, but obviously this is not just a city of Logansport issue. And again, like you talked about before, trying to marry the county and the city and addressing issues that we have with animal control. So the meeting's at 5 o'clock, it's open to the public, and we'll go from there.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, Lisa. Jacob?
No.
All right. Fantastic. Miscellaneous business and any matters not already considered, including ADA Section 504 compliance or concerns. Seeing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 9:58 a.m.
I'll second.
Call for question.
Rick Paul.
Yes.
Chris Martin.
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Have a great day. Thank you.